Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Benchmarking with Phoenix, another weekly Brawl tier list. Let's have a look at this week's Brawl. What do we got here? We got some hallowed ground here. We got, oh no, we got equality. Oh, that's disastrous here. I'm gonna put that one legionary here for now, but equality always makes things really funky to think about. Okay, so equality basically makes it so that none of the units have any stats attributes. So legionaries normally are light units. They don't have that attribute anymore. They're just a unit. And you see Kaldalis here. Normally he's a hero and he's heroic, so he won't get CC'd. But now that doesn't apply anymore, which is gonna be kind of bad if you ask me. If Phoenix, wait, I can't build Phoenix anymore. Oh, I can put him down from here. Okay. Got it. Well, that's gonna be really funky here. Because, I mean, I guess I could just, like, mass Adepts instead. I don't even know. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, to be honest. I don't think I want to build heroes at this stage, because they're just gonna get CC'd and stuff. I don't even know. I feel like heroes are still not too bad, though. I don't know. Yeah. Gonna slam down a bunch of Adepts here. I'll put them in here for the weapon damage. And the last one here we have Raid Boss. So every 4 minutes you can drop down a powerful Raid Boss, and I believe they stack, so you don't have to use them immediately. You can just sort of hang on to them and then use them a little bit later. There's a little dead. Is that an Aegis Guard? Oh, that's a Dahaka over here. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, I have a bunch of Adepts here, and they're just blasting Dahaka. I mean, Dahaka is essentially typeless here at this stage, so it doesn't really matter here. What do I do against Dahaka? Because he's going to be building lots of hosts. And okay, I think I have to do like a Colossus Adept build. It's going to be a really funky build, but I think I'm going to go for it here. I think that's going to have to be it. But there's also 4 Zuma Centurions, and the Centurions can stun buildings now, because your buildings also don't have the type that says building. And because they can stun, well, stun is pretty good. So yeah, so I'm just gonna put out some more Adepts here. I think I need to build Colossi and Adepts are sort of my anti-air. They're sort of my anti-air, not really my best anti-air, but I feel like they won't be too bad. I'm gonna get the charge on my one Legionary here. And then yeah, let's just see it. Because I don't have bonus damage against armored units either, so it's gonna be weird. Uh-oh, my attack speed has gotten nerfed by Dahaka's Roar here. Let's see, can I at least kill off Dahaka here? I think I can. I think I can. Alright, because there's actually, like, Dahaka can't eat, like, special units, like, say, Phoenix or Kaldalis and all that, because they're named units, and so if they have a name, they are immune to being eaten. But that being said, that's all they got going for them this week, because they can still get CC'd. And look at that. This Deimos Viking just got permanently CC'd. He just got permanently stunned. So that will be very interesting. By the way, guys, if you guys are new here to my channel and you guys enjoy Direct Strike content, be sure to watch this video until the end and see how many, I guess, Adepts we end up building. I'm gonna put down another Legionary here, but I think what my opponents are gonna be trying to do is they're gonna try and go for some sort of like late game stacking thing. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to be aware of that. But yeah. And be sure to drop a sub if you want to keep up with this content, because I make, there it is, because I make these videos every single day of the week for weekly brawls. So I'm just going to put down an observer here, I guess, so we can see what's happening. Like, my mind's telling me Colossi, but I don't know. Like, my mind's telling me Colossi, but I don't even know if I should. Like, Adepts don't actually even do that much bonus damage now, because they don't do damage to light units, because there are no light units to do damage to, and the Deimos Vikings are just getting constantly stunned here. So what would normally be a very powerful counter is now just lackluster at best. So it looks like we have 2 Hun and Horn allies here, and I mean, I guess that works. I'm just gonna go second gas here, because I should probably be gassing right now at this point. Should I just go Disruptors? Disruptors do bonus damage to shields, I believe, and like they don't really care about the stats otherwise. Aegis Guards don't. Oh, they still do bonus damage to the buildings though, because buildings are still considered armored. So that's still problematic here. And oh my god, oh, okay, Dahaka's going hardcore on the Swarm Host right now. Ooh. I feel like I need Colossi to beat this strategy. Like, he's just going for a mass formal strategy here. Oh. Look at that. So many units here. These Deimos Vikings are just gonna get stunned here as soon as they... okay... As soon as they land, they're just gonna get cycle charged here by the Centurions. We got a lot of grenade cars coming in here. But it's a heated battle here, and that's our base here. Warzone is gonna be quite strong this week, just because of just everything she's got going for her, I guess. Because she can also mind control with Dark Archons as well. I know it's temporary, but mind control is a mind control, guys. And I don't actually know if Skyfuries win here. I feel like they might actually win because they do more damage, right? Or they should win. Okay, so now I can build a Colossus. Where am I gonna put it? Weapon range? I don't even know. I'm gonna put it in weapon range. This first Colossus is just the sacrificial Colossus. It's just gonna get eaten. Extended Thermal Lance. I should probably buy that after my Colossi are actually in the field, because I'm gonna try and buy a second one here. That is a lot of Locust Swarms here. Holy. Okay. Let's slap down another Colossi over here. Another Colossus. Now I have Colossi. There we go. Man, okay, so I mean, at least our Nexus here is holding the line decently for us, but it's kind of bad news when we're getting chipped down already. Get that extended Thermal Lance here. Hopefully that'll help us. Oh, there's a stealthed Dark Archon here. You can tell because it's hitting us. Okay, so I'm just gonna scan here. Oh no, the Sky Fury is just gonna tear our Colossi apart if it starts hitting it. Actually, no, it's actually not gonna do so bad. Let's see, 15 damage here. I'm gonna get some more ground weapon upgrades. And the Colossus don't actually do a lot of damage though per hit. Like, okay, the Haka eating the Assault Galleon here. Like, we have a really greedy late game build, and if it works out, then it might be pretty good for us. If it doesn't work out, then it might be pretty bad for us here. And Warbringer costs so... Oh, I forgot to get debilitation systems on Talus. Oh, man. Let's see. Colossus are just sort of walking forward here. Uh-oh. They're taking aggro. We actually have a raid boss we can drop in. Raid bosses, we can drop it on only on our side of the map, so it's more balanced that way. Oh, my Colossus got stolen. Okay, it's back to me now. Make sure I get the ricochet debilitation systems here so we can get some bounce action. I should probably still get some of my heroes here, though, so I'm going to probably turn this guy into Warbringer. But oh my god, Warbringer is so expensive now compared to before. But at least I got a lot of Colossi now. And that's a black hole coming out from enemy Warzone here. There is a black hammer here. Here we go. Uh-oh. Aegis Guards still do a lot of DPS, even if they don't do bonus damage to armored units. My Colossi are just going to get taken out here. Oh, and Immortals aren't even good against these guys anymore. Like, they're tanky, but, like... I don't even know. Yeah, the usual counters don't work out anymore. It looks like the Swarm Hosts are going to be pretty strong here. I hope getting in Warbringer will at least do something here. Warbringer is going to be able to spawn here, but I feel like I'm going to at least drop my Raid Boss. I'm going to drop my Raid Boss here just to use as defense here. The Raid Boss Battle Cannons are quite strong, but Raid Bosses can get CC'd now. That is not good, and I feel like the Haka can just eat them because they're no longer considered heroic. I feel like the Haka could always eat them, that's the thing. Let's see, I'm going to get the Purification Blast here. Warbringer here with that extra range, extra damage here. Chrono Lance. Oh, there's an enemy Raid Boss over here. Raid Boss, Raid Boss. We should probably deal with them shortly. There we go, Purification Blast coming down, but it's not going to do too much damage here. Only 250 damage. Okay, we're going to commit our Raid Bosses to the fight. Raid Bosses are basically being used like defensive strikes, basically. Like rescue strikes. I mean, you know what? Warbringer is doing his best here to try and take down these enemy Raid Bosses here, and he's actually not doing too bad. He's actually not doing too bad. It's probably because there's a bunch of Raid Bosses to actually just meat shield for him. I'm just going to get some more Colossus here. I feel like if I just have enough Colossi, I will eventually be able to, I don't know, tank this stuff here. I feel like I should probably just get another Legionary here, though. I don't know if I should just go for some Immortals at this point, because I feel like that wouldn't be too bad. Just have something at the front line with. But Alright, come on. Come on, baby. I'm gonna drop a scan here so we can at least zap these swarm hosts out of existence here. There are some mind controls coming out here from Borzun and... Ooh, Colossus. Come on, Colossus. Colossi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My Colossi are getting bombarded by the Thors. That's one of the bad things here. Black Hammers can shoot down my Colossi so quickly. And I don't really have a good recourse against them. There we go. I'm just going to keep building some more of these. I feel like I need more front line here, I guess. In the center. There's so many units. Like that constant generation of units is so powerful here. There's actually a Sovereign Battlecruiser out here on the field. I'm going to put down another Legionary here in the back. Hopefully, like, them entering the fight a little bit later will be useful. And I'm just going to upgrade my ground weapons constantly here, I think. Because otherwise it's going to be a bad idea. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, my Colossus are about to get hit. My Colossi are about to get hit here. There we go. There's a stealthed unit here. Where is my... Why is my Observer not seeing it? The Observer just doesn't see it, it seems. And Nanx's Earth Splitter Cannon with the upgrades is actually pretty powerful here. It's been taking a chunk out of my Colossi here. Because they just sort of stand. Oh man, that Colossi got taken up by the Earth Splitter here. Oh my goodness. Oh. I mean, it looks like we're able to start winning back tempo now. Or winning back mid. A little bit. Just gonna put down some more Colossi. You know, you got a nice Colossi family here. Warbringer's Blast here does, oh my god, 400 damage here per unit. So that's pretty good. This guy's got 20 kills here, Warbringer. Really bringing the war to him, I guess. There we go. And, I don't even know. Also, guys, I've actually been thinking about this for some time, but I never knew how to, I guess, approach this. But I've been thinking of starting up a Patreon account for my channel. But I don't know. I just don't want to, like, you know, sort of pop it out here and be like, oh my God, Wuju's he's trying to cash in now. There it is, guys. We called it. But the thing is, it's just like, I like doing this for fun, right? And at the end of the day, I will always be down to be making all these videos for fun. And that's sort of why I wanted to ask you guys. It's like, so if I do end up following through with an account, right? What sort of rewards would you guys like to see and have access to? Because the thing is, like, a lot of, like, YouTubers who would normally, like, say, like, start a Patreon account, they'd, like, make it so Discord channels are, like, exclusive Patreon only, which I have not. You know, Discord is free to join all the time. And, you know, some YouTubers would be like, oh, you guys can't add me as a friend unless, like, you're, like, I don't know, Patreon sub or something. But I'm also like, no, that shouldn't be something that I should charge for, because that's pretty lame. And so, at the end of the day, I'm just thinking, so what sort of, I don't know, like, what sort of, rewards would you guys like to see? Because I am interested in starting one up. Just like, if you would like to support me, it's not like you guys have to pay me. It's like no, I just want something like just a, you know, it's like a little tip. Think of it like I just think of it as like, you know, if you guys would like to buy me a coffee once a month, right? Definitely, right? And that's all I think of it as. It's never gonna be a primary, like, sort of major income or whatever thing, right? So I just want to know, like, what sort of what sort of things you would like to see. Hey, it's In Flames over here. And, you know, honestly, if, like, I can't really find any good rewards, then, like, I just might not do it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think here. And meanwhile, our Colossi collection is getting bigger and bigger. Let me reply here. Yo, what's good? And there we go. So yeah, I don't know. Just let me know. I'm curious. I've been meaning to, like, type something out and, like, mention it in Discord, but I also feel like, since the Weekly Brawl tier list, a lot of people watch it, and so I'm interested. Like, you know, I want to get feedback here as well, rather than just the Discord. Because Discord community, I know there's like around 100 of you guys in there right now, and that's not too bad, right? But I want to reach all my potential audiences, and I want to know what you guys think. All is good. Down for a game, of course. Always down for a game here. Let's see. Ooh, that Warzone Black Hole is actually detrimental here. There's so many creeper hosts, and I don't actually know how I'm supposed to. I think I need to put down Phoenix, like Predator Phoenix here. At this point, it's 15 minutes into the game, and you guys are probably like, "Where's Phoenix, guys? Where is Phoenix, Wujus?" And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's not as strong as he's gonna be, but I feel like it's also a really bad like way to think about it, because I feel like I could have definitely used Phoenix instead of 3 more Legionaries. Instead of 3 more Legionaries, or instead of like 2 more Legionaries and a Colossi, I could have gone Phoenix. I don't know actually, because Phoenix's spin is still quite powerful, and his charge is still quite powerful. But I just needed to get to these Swarm Hosts, and I couldn't. I think Swarm Host seems to be quite a potent strategy here. And Vorazun here with the Mind Control and Dark Archons is pretty strong here. Equality again. Oh no. I'm not a big fan of Equality. Just because it's kind of tough. I actually did a lot of damage on our team. Okay. It didn't feel like we were making any progress. That's probably because like there was constant value generation from Dahaka. And yeah. Alright, well, let's get right onto the tier list. Bam! Alright, and we're back. Let's get right to it. So here's the game plan. Same thing as usual. Auras, overall strategy, commander rankings. And for those of you who somehow decided to skip to the tier list at the very end, I don't judge you, but be sure to drop a like and sub if you guys enjoy these tier lists to keep them coming. So now, okay, Brawl modifiers, as we've seen this week, we have Hallowed, we have Equality, and we have RAIDBOSS. So Hallowed makes it so that your staging air provides various buffs, which is okay. And Equality makes it so units don't have types anymore, which is actually a massive game changer. And also means that your RAIDBOSS also doesn't have a type. And RAIDBOSS is an Infested Thor. Very powerful, and normally it's armored, biological, massive, and heroic, but it doesn't have those things anymore. So that is going to be interesting, to say the least, because now you actually can't kill it as easily anymore. So yeah, let's have a look at our strategy. So our strategy this week, I think, is you want to play commanders with strong CC. You want to play counters to those commanders, and you want to sort of avoid specialized commanders. So I'll let you guys know what I mean by specialized commanders in a moment. So here is the tier list. So I think hands down the S tier, Dahaka is going to be one of the strongest this week, because now Dahaka can technically eat everything, and I don't think he can eat units with names anyways. So it doesn't really matter. But I think it's just, as you can see here, Swarm Host strategy is very, very powerful, very strong. And since you don't have bonus damage to certain unit types, it's a little harder to deal with than usual. Not impossible, but it's going to be a lot harder. For example, Fire Bats or Hell Bats no longer deal bonus to light. And you know what those locusts are? They're light, right? And then you no longer have units that deal bonus damage to armored. And you know what the Swarm Hosts are? They're armored, right? So Dahaka's just going to have a better time overall. And then next we have Artanis. So you're wondering, wait, but Artanis has a pretty specialized comp. And what I mean by that is that he has a lot of anti-armor units, right? So Dragoons are anti-armor, Immortals are anti-armor, and they're very good against armor units. And so those have just been nullified. But Artanis has Phoenixes, and Phoenixes can now pick up literally anything. Like, anything can be picked up. I think you can pick up a Tychus as well. So now Phoenixes are probably how they're supposed to function in the real StarCraft 2 universe without the game and stuff. So yeah, you can just build an army of Phoenixes and pick up your entire opponent's wave. Are there going to be counters to this? Of course, right? But I feel like this is just going to be a hilarious meme strategy to see, to play with. But I don't actually know how strong it is going to be in the long run, but we'll see, right? Because you can also build Tempest to back them up, and Tempest now have 10 range on both things, and Disintegration doesn't care about the target, and Tempests are also no longer massive, no longer armored, so they take less damage from enemy air. So I feel like Artanis is just overall going to be a lot stronger this week if you just go pure air. Next we have Vorazun. Vorazun is quite powerful with her mind control, with her Centurions being able to stun everything, as you guys just saw in that game. And now you can also stealth your Dark Archons, which is pretty strong. They probably don't want to be building Void Rays because they're not going to do any damage, and same thing with Oracles. But Stalkers with the Hallowed Ground is also going to be good every time there's Hallowed Ground, and Stalkers are not too bad of an option to build as well. So Vorazun overall, I think is going to be quite strong this week. And next we have Karax. So Karax has the better version of the Phoenix, the Mirage. Better version in the sense that it's tankier and it survives longer. But in terms of CC, it actually has less CC. But I think Karax is going to be pretty good because it can counter Swarm Host strategies with its Purifier Colossi. Which set the ground on fire, and it just burns everything. It doesn't care if it's light or whatever, and they also do more damage. That being said, they cost a lot more, but still powerful. And so I think Karax is going to be pretty good here. His Clawsire is also going to survive a little bit longer against enemy air, because enemy air no longer does bonus damage to armored, because most enemy air units deal bonus damage to armored, and Clawsire are armored. And that being said, his Mirages are also going to take... actually, they're not going to take less, because they've always been considered light units, but you're going to be building a lot more Mirages, so your control on the air is probably going to be a bit better. Next up, we have Stetman. So Stetman here, I know all his units are mechanical, and now they're not mechanical anymore, and so his units don't really interact with enemy units. But the thing is, Stetman Banelings still deal damage, and at the end of the day, it's just if you build Stackbreaker Stetman with lots of Banelings, it's just a stat check. Does your opponent have enough HP to survive my Baneling Blast? Yes? Okay, we lose. No? We win. And so that never changes. And you can also get bonus energy percentage, which gets added to your eco energy if you slap all your Banelings in that section of the Hallowed Ground. So Stetman is just going to slap you with Banelings. And Corruptors, Mecha Corruptors are still good because they do AoE in the air. And if you need air AoE, you can just slap down a few of them. And they'll get you covered. That being said, Gary's no longer heroic, so he can get CC. But you know what? That's okay. Stackbreaker Stetman can handle it. Next in the A tier, we also have Kerrigan. So you might be thinking, wait, why Kerrigan? Well, I'm thinking, here's the thing. If you're going to be encountering stuff like Forzun, if you're going to be encountering stuff like Artanis, like Karax, these are Protoss commanders with air units that don't really do too much splash damage. I think Forzun's the only one who does splash damage with Corsairs. So in my thinking, I'm like, okay, so what if you just mass Mutalisks as Kerrigan? Because Mutalisk bounce AoE will completely destroy Phoenixes once you hit a certain point. They're also no longer considered light, so like they don't take bonus damage from Phoenixes. So Mutalisks are just going to tear through the Phoenixes like much faster and much better, and they're going to survive in larger numbers. They also don't take bonus damage from Corsairs either. So I'm just thinking Kerrigan Air might be strong. You can also stack some Broodlords in the back if you do need to, and Broodlords are constant value generation, which is quite important. And if you don't have a way to dive past the Mutalisk line, then your Broodlords will be able to stay alive. Just a thought. I don't know if it's actually going to work. I'm going to experiment. Kerrigan Hydras at the end of the day are still very powerful. Kerrigan also has that income advantage. So Hydras also don't take any damage nerfs in the sense of like they don't have a thing where they deal bonus damage to a certain type of unit. So they're still going to deal 13 damage to everything. So they're just stronger Marines basically. And so they're still going to be consistent. So you're not going to experience any dip in DPS with Kerrigan there. So that's what I'm thinking. Ultras are also going to be a lot tankier because they're still going to have like their 7 armor. I think 8 armor now if you put them in the Hallowed like armored area. And they're not armored status anymore, so they don't take bonus damage. So, I don't know, I feel like Kerrigan has a lot going for her. So just an intuition, we'll see what it looks like. And then next we have Abathur. Abathur, I'm thinking Swarmhost Abathur is pretty good. Abathur with Leviathans will probably be even better now that they're typeless. I mean, actually, they got removed. Their armor status and got removed, but their massive status is still there, so Manx could still take them down quite nicely. But I don't know, actually, with mind control being a thing, like Vega can also steal it as well, so that's also something you should worry about. But I don't know, I think a Swarmhost strategy with Abathur would be not too bad with value generation, because now your Locusts are a lot harder to kill than usual, and if you can just generate more of them faster. So that's my thoughts on Abathur, at least. You can also probably support them with Guardians if you need to, in the back. And yeah. And next we have Stukov. Stukov, you can do that like stat check thing with Stetman where you just build like explosive boys, but I feel like Stukov's explosive boys are less, not as good because they have shorter range. But civilians are quite strong when they're not light anymore and they don't take bonus damage from Hellbats. And I mean, they're still gonna die to them, but not as fast. And you can also increase their HP with the Hallowed Ground. So that's gonna be one thing you could do with Stukov. Another thing I'm thinking about is just you could just do your standard like bunker stuff and maybe build some tanks, but you know what? That's probably not a good idea for this week because you're probably going to be against like Forzun, Phoenix, and all that stuff. So maybe you could go Air Stukov and just get Infested Banshees and Liberators. Liberators just do damage in general. I don't think they do any bonus damage to anything, so they're just going to do lots of damage like they normally do, so no damage nerfs there, so you can still dominate the air. And Banshees never had a damage bonus against anything, so you're not going to see a damage DPS dip in there either. So you can just drop those guys and just go blast people with them. So yeah, I think that'll be a decent strategy. We'll see what that looks like. Let me know if you do think there's a better one here. And yeah, and next on the B tier we have Hanenhorner. So I think Hanenhorner is like a pretty like balanced commander, I think, because like yeah, they have a really tanky units overall, and I think this week they'll do okay. I don't actually see like a really like OP strategy for them, but I just feel like they're like in the middle. Like they're not gonna be significantly terrible. That being said, like against the Warzone, their performance seemed to have been lacking, but I feel like a pure Deimos Viking build would just take it away this week, because Deimos Vikings are good against air units. Even if they have been nerfed, they still do AoE in the air, even if that's been nerfed, okay? AoE is still AoE. And they still do AoE on the ground, and that damage hasn't been nerfed because they just do a flat amount, right? And so I just feel like if you just build lots of Deimos Vikings this week, I feel like it wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we just have to see where that takes us. And then B tier, next we have Zagara. So Zagara, once again, is also going to be a damage stat check. And so all I'm thinking is just abs. Like, just abs. If your opponent builds some sort of air units, just scourges, abs, scourges, corruptors, just slap them all together and just, send it forward. Zagara is pretty straightforward there. And if you need to build Hunter Killers, you can build Hunter Killers, but she doesn't experience a DPS drop either because all her units just deal damage. They don't deal any bonuses, really. So, yeah, and as long as you hit that, like, sort of, like, peak, like, critical mass with Zagara, you're going to take the day. And next on the list here, we have Manx in the B tier. And so Manx is already vulnerable to units getting mind controlled in the first place. But I feel like we're going to be seeing less Tychus this week because of the CC. And I think Manx's units overall are still quite strong. Aegis Guards still murder buildings. Shock Divisions can still stun things. And now nothing is heroics. Shock Divisions can stun enemy heroes as well. That being said, that's a lot of money to put into those units. But Manx also has a lot of cheap units you can buy. And you can just literally just fill your board with boys. Boys with guns. And you can put them in like the health zone so they have more health. And you put them in the attack damage zone, so they deal more damage, and you just run them in there because they take less damage now from most things. Most things, at least, that used to counter them. But that being said, they're still vulnerable to AoE. But I'm just saying, like, Manx has a lot more opportunities to succeed than it looks like this week. And yeah, if anything, you can just wait on your Royal Guards and never put out Royal Guards until you realize like what exactly your opponents are sending out, because his Royal Guards are quite specialized, and I think only the Sky Fury gets a big nerf against like air units. But other than that, it still does a lot of damage to air units, armored or not armored, because its base damage is high. It's just not going to be taking down Hyperions or like Leviathans in like 3 or 4 shots. That's the only thing. Next in the B tier, we have Tychus. I think Tychus ultimately is in the B tier because it's based on your skill, really. How experienced are you with Tychus and how good are you with Tychus? I think you can probably do like a serious fear build because now everything can get feared. That would be hilarious to see because before Sirius wouldn't fear heroes, but now you can fear heroes as well. And so you can just probably chain CC an entire enemy wave. That'll be actually quite interesting to see, but you're sort of vulnerable to, I don't know, again, like Phoenix is CCing you, just being CC'd by Centurions and all that stuff. So it might be a little harder, but definitely that can be pulled off. And now I think Vega can mind control literally anything now. Before there was something she couldn't mind control, but now I think she can just steal anything. Besides like units with specific names, so it's like Tychus units, your heroes and all that. But we'll see about that. But I feel like a serious build would be seriously good this week. Now in the C tier we have our more specialized commanders. So Alarak is very specialized in the sense that every unit he has basically does very good against armored units. And unfortunately, there are no more armored units. And so Alarak is going to be just like, oh, what do I do? Well, I think the only thing you can do is just go Slayers and Chicken Nuggets. And actually, I don't think Alarak can eat his Chicken Nuggets because they're not considered Chicken Nuggets anymore. So Alarak is by himself. So don't even bother building Alarak. Just build Slayers. You're basically just the worst Warzone this week, I think. Unless they fix that part. I don't know. I have to see. And then next on the list we have Swan. So I think Swan might be able to succeed if you go like Ares bots, I guess, but just because they're tanky. Like the large health pool and not being armored anymore means that they take less damage overall. So that's a good thing. But other than that, I don't see any other like good way for him to do well. Like, I mean, like you can go Ares bots and tanks because your tanks still do a lot of flat damage. But the tanks should probably come after the Ares bots. And I feel like Thors would actually be not too bad, but like you're pretty late in the game. And so I don't know if that would actually ultimately end up working out. I think your laser drill might get is actually like targetable by CC as well, so a lot of your defensive buildings aren't as strong anymore. But we'll have to see. I feel like Spawn might be okay. It might be okay. It might just be my inexperience with playing Spawn. I don't play him enough. But we can see. And then next here we have Nova in the sea. Nova's units are also very specialized. And so they do a lot of damage to the units they're designed to counter. Goliaths, for example, can no longer stun air units because nothing is mechanical. And so there goes that option. Your tanks are still good, I guess, but tanks don't shoot up, and you might be facing a lot of CC on the ground. And for that, you would normally build hollow decoys, but hollow decoys are now no longer heroic either. And so all you got is just maybe spamming Hellbat Rangers, which will be okay. Depends, really. Hellbat Rangers still do a lot of base damage against units, so it could be okay, but they're still quite expensive, and they have really short range, so they're not going to be offering you that, like, DPS at all. You normally have the backline to do DPS. So I feel like Nova is going to be a lot harder to play this week overall. And in the D tiers, we have Phoenix and Raynor. Phoenix, I think, is quite, I want to say quite straightforward in the sense that your heroes now no longer have the heroic tag, so bad things that happen to non-heroic units can now also happen to them. And I don't actually know if you have anything going for you. Like, your immortals no longer work against ground units. I guess they're still tanky at the end of the day, but they're no longer as good, so your options are a lot more limited. And yeah, I don't know. I don't see like any way that Phoenix could really be prospering this week. I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing something. So let me know, guys, if you guys do see a possibility of what Phoenix could do. Maybe Disruptors could be a meme because you get more cooldown reduction here. I actually wanted to try that this game, but I was like, let's keep going Colossi. And then lastly, we have Raynor. So I think Raynor's in the D because he can't really dominate the air like he is able to normally, because Vikings no longer do bonus damage to armored units because there are no armored units. And so they do half damage essentially. And so your Vikings are really squishy, so they'll die quite quickly. And their bonus splash AoE damage has also now been nullified, so that's going to be pretty weak. Yes, your Banshees are still going to be good. They're still going to be powerful. But that's about all you got going for you, I think. Because your Marauders are just thicker Marines that don't shoot up. And your tanks are still okay, but now they do even less damage than before. And Hyperion can now get CC'd, which doesn't sound fun. So yeah, I don't know if Raynor has anything going for him this week, but I mean, I guess we just gotta wait and see. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this tier list, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you guys think about the ratings for this week. Let me know if you guys think I've missed a strategy, I missed out on something this week. Just be sure to let me know. And yeah, let me know what you guys think for like Patreon rewards too. I just want to like get some research done first, like just ask around before I do anything. And then yeah, if like nothing comes of it, then nothing comes of it. That's cool too. I don't really mind. I'm not really trying to push it or anything. I just want to know. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.